Are you ready to understand fast English without panic? Native speakers talk fast and your brain freezes. With 5 proven techniques, you'll stay calm and catch every key word. Let's go. Listen carefully. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Flow, the podcast where you learn real English slowly, clearly, and confidently. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that I know frustrates so many of you. Have you ever been watching a movie in English and suddenly the characters start talking really fast? And you think, wait, what did they just say? Or maybe you're having a conversation with a native speaker and they're talking so quickly that you just freeze. You understand some words, but everything feels like it's rushing past you. Well, my friend, you're definitely not alone. Today, I'm going to teach you 5 powerful techniques to understand fast English without panic. These aren't just theory. These are practical methods that really work. By the end of this episode, you'll feel much more confident when native speakers talk quickly. You see, the problem isn't that your English is bad. The problem is that nobody taught you how to listen to fast English the right way. Native speakers don't speak slowly like your English teacher. They speak at normal speed. They use connected speech, and sometimes they even mumble a little bit. But here's the good news. Understanding fast English is a skill you can learn. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. At first it feels impossible, but once you know the techniques, it becomes natural. So, find a comfortable place, take a deep breath, and let's begin. I promise you, by the end of today's episode, you'll have a completely different approach to fast English. You'll feel calmer, more confident, and ready to understand so much more. Technique number 1. Slow down your brain, not the speaker. Alright, let's start with the first technique, and this one might surprise you. When you hear fast English, your first reaction is probably to think, they need to speak slower. But actually, the problem isn't the speaker's speed. The problem is that your brain goes into panic mode. What happens when you panic? Your heart beats faster, your breathing gets shallow, and your mind starts racing. When your brain is in panic mode, it can't process information properly. It's like trying to catch butterflies with your hands. The harder you try, the more they fly away. So, instead of trying to make the speaker slow down, we need to slow down your brain. We need to teach your mind to stay calm and focused, even when English comes at you quickly. Here's what I want you to do. The next time you hear fast English, maybe in a movie, a podcast, or a conversation, don't immediately think, I must understand everything. Instead, take a slow, deep breath and say to yourself, it's okay. I don't need to catch every word. I'm just going to listen calmly. This simple mental shift changes everything. When you're calm, your brain works better. When you're relaxed, you actually hear more. It's like the difference between trying to see clearly when you're stressed versus when you're peaceful. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone says this quickly. I can't believe we missed the train again. Now we're going to be late for the meeting, and everyone's going to wonder where we are. If you panic, you might only catch train and late, and then your brain shuts down. But if you stay calm, you can understand the main idea. Someone missed a train, they're late, and they're worried about a meeting. That's enough. You got the message. Remember, native speakers don't understand every word either. Sometimes we miss things too, and that's completely normal. The difference is, we don't panic about it. We stay relaxed and focus on the overall meaning. So technique number 1 is simple but powerful. Slow down your brain, stay calm, and give yourself permission to not understand everything. Your listening will improve immediately. Technique number 2, listen for rhythm, not every word. Now let's move to technique number 2, and this is something most English teachers never explain properly. English isn't just words, it has rhythm. It has a natural musical pattern, just like music has beats. When native speakers talk fast, they're not speeding up every word equally. Some words get stressed. They're louder, longer, and clearer. Other words get reduced. They're quieter, shorter, and sometimes they almost disappear. For example, listen to this sentence. I'm going to the store to buy some milk. When I say it fast, it sounds like, I'm gonna the store to buy some milk. The important words, going, store, buy, milk, stay clear. The small words, to, the, some, get reduced. This is the secret to understanding fast English. Don't try to catch every single word. Instead, listen for the rhythm. Listen for the stressed words. Those are the ones that carry the meaning. Let me demonstrate. I'll say a sentence normally first, then fast, and I want you to notice which words stay strong. We should probably leave around 7:30 if we want to arrive on time. Now fast. We should probably leave around 7:30 if we want to arrive on time. Did you hear it? The key words, leave, 7:30, arrive, time, stayed clear. Those words give you the complete message. The other words are just connecting pieces. This is how native speakers listen too. We don't focus on every word. We listen for the rhythm. We catch the stressed words, and our brain fills in the rest automatically. So next time you hear fast English, don't try to catch every word. Instead, ask yourself, what are the strong words? What words does the speaker emphasize? Those words will give you the main message. Practice this with songs, movies, or podcasts. Don't worry about the small words. Focus on the rhythm. Focus on the stressed words, and you'll be amazed how much more you understand. Technique number 3, use your prediction power. Alright, let's talk about technique number 3. And this one will make you feel like you have superpowers. It's called using your prediction power. Here's what most people don't realize. Understanding language isn't just about hearing words. It's about predicting what's coming next. Native speakers are constantly guessing what the other person will say, and we're usually right. Your brain is incredibly smart. When you hear the beginning of a sentence, your mind automatically starts predicting how it will end. When you know the context of a conversation, you can guess many of the words before they're even spoken. For example, if someone starts saying, I'm really hungry, let's go to the... Your brain can predict they're probably going to say restaurant, kitchen, or store. If they're talking about the weather and they say, it looks like it's going to, you can predict rain, snow, or be sunny. This prediction power is your secret weapon for understanding fast English. When you know what might be coming, your ears can catch it more easily, even if it's spoken quickly. Let me show you how this works. Imagine you're in a restaurant. The server comes to your table and starts talking fast. If you don't use prediction, you might panic. But if you think about the context first, what do servers usually say? You can predict phrases like, are you ready to order? Logically, what would you like to drink? Or, how is everything tasting? When your brain is ready for these phrases, you'll understand them even if they're spoken quickly. It's like knowing the answer before the question is finished. Here's how to practice this technique. Before you listen to something in English, a video, a conversation, a phone call, take a moment to think, what is this situation? What words might I hear? What topics will come up? If you're going to watch a movie about cooking, predict words like recipe, ingredients, delicious, oven. If you're listening to a business conversation, predict phrases like schedule a meeting, deadline, project update, let me check. The more you practice prediction, the stronger this skill becomes. Soon you'll find that understanding fast English feels much more natural because your brain is always one step ahead. Technique number 4, catch keywords, ignore the rest. Now we come to technique number 4, and this might be the most liberating thing you learn today. You don't need to understand 100% of what you hear. In fact, native speakers themselves don't catch every single word in fast conversations. Here's the truth that will set you free. Understanding 30% of the words is often enough to get the complete message. Yes, you heard that right, just 30%. But it has to be the right 30%, the key words that carry the meaning. Think about it like this. If someone says, I was walking down the street yesterday when suddenly this huge dog came running toward me barking really loudly. The keywords are walking, street, yesterday, huge dog, running, barking. Even if you missed words like down, when, suddenly, toward, really, you still understand the story perfectly. Someone was walking, there was a big dog, it was barking and running. That's the complete message. This is exactly how you should approach fast English. Don't try to catch every word. Instead, train your ears to pick out the important words, usually the nouns, main verbs, and adjectives. Let the small connecting words go. Let me give you another example. Listen to this fast sentence. I'm absolutely exhausted because I couldn't fall asleep last night due to all the noise from the construction next door. The key words are exhausted, couldn't, sleep, last night, noise, construction, next door. If you catch those words, you understand everything. The person is tired because of construction noise at night. Simple. Here's what I want you to practice. When you listen to fast English, don't stress about the words you miss. Instead, celebrate the words you catch. Ask yourself, what are the most important words I heard? What's the main message? Start with this mindset. I don't need to understand every word to understand the meaning. This will reduce your anxiety immediately and actually help you understand more, not less. Remember, communication is about getting the message, not catching every sound. Even native speakers say, "Sorry, what was that?" Sometimes, it's completely normal and nothing to worry about. Technique number 5. Train with gradual speed increase. Finally, let's talk about technique number 5, the training technique that will build your fast English muscles over time. It's called gradual speed increase, and it's like going to the gym for your ears. You wouldn't try to lift the heaviest weight on your first day at the gym, right? You start light and gradually increase. The same principle works for understanding fast English. You need to train your listening muscles progressively. Here's how it works. Find a piece of English content, a podcast episode, a YouTube video, or even this episode. Start by listening at a slower speed. Most platforms let you adjust the playback speed. Begin at 0.75x speed, which is 75% of normal speed. Listen to the same content at 0.75x until you understand it comfortably. Don't rush this step. Make sure you can follow the conversation easily, catch the main ideas, and feel relaxed while listening. Once 0.75x feels easy, move up to 0.85x, then 0.9x, then normal speed, which is 1.0x. But don't stop there. Eventually, practice with 1.1x and even 1.25x speed. This trains your brain to process English faster than normal conversation speed. When you go back to listening at normal speed, it will feel slow and easy. It's like taking off training weights. Suddenly, everything feels lighter and more manageable. I recommend practicing this for just 10 minutes a day. Choose content that interests you, maybe a cooking show, a travel vlog, or interviews with people you admire. The key is consistency, not duration. Here's a sample training schedule. Week 1, practice at 0.75x speed. Week 2, move to 0.85x. Week 3, try 0.9x. Week 4, practice at normal 1.0x speed. Week 5 and beyond, challenge yourself with 1.1x and 1.25x. This gradual approach builds confidence along with ability. You're not shocking your system with impossibly fast English. You're gently stretching your listening capacity, just like stretching your muscles. The beautiful thing about this technique is that it works even if you practice with the same content repeatedly. In fact, repetition is good. It helps your brain recognize patterns and become more efficient at processing English sounds. Building lasting confidence. All right, my friends, we've covered 5 powerful techniques today. But before we finish, I want to talk about something even more important: your mindset. Understanding fast English isn't just about techniques. It's about changing how you think about the challenge. Right now, when you hear fast English, your first thought might be, "Oh no, this is too difficult for me." But I want you to start thinking, "This is excellent practice for me." Every time you encounter fast English, in a movie, a conversation, a song, see it as a training opportunity, not a test. You're not being graded. You're not going to fail anything. You're simply giving your brain more exposure to natural English rhythm and speed. Remember, even native speakers don't understand everything in every situation. If we're in a noisy restaurant, or someone has a strong accent, or they're speaking about a topic we don't know well, we miss things too. The difference is, we don't judge ourselves harshly for it. Be patient with yourself. Learning to understand fast English is like learning any skill. It takes time, practice, and patience. Some days you'll feel like you understand everything. Other days might be more challenging. Both are completely normal parts of the learning process. Start small. Don't expect to understand native speaker conversations perfectly after 1 week of practice. Instead, celebrate small victories. Maybe today you caught one more word than yesterday. Maybe this week you understood the main idea of a fast conversation. That's progress, and progress is what matters. Also, remember that understanding fast English gets easier when you know more vocabulary and grammar patterns. So keep building your overall English knowledge while you practice these listening techniques. They work together to make you a stronger, more confident English learner. your daily practice plan. Before we say goodbye, let me give you a simple daily practice plan that combines all 5 techniques we discussed today. Every day, spend just 10 minutes on this routine. First, choose a short piece of English content, maybe a 3-minute video or a section of a podcast episode. Something interesting to you, not too difficult, but not too easy either. Step 1. Before you listen, use technique number 3, prediction. Think about the topic and predict what words or phrases you might hear. Step 2. Listen once at normal speed, using techniques 1 and 2. Stay calm, don't panic, and listen for the rhythm and stressed words, not every word. Step 3. Listen again, this time using technique 4. Focus on catching key words and ignore the connecting words. Ask yourself, what's the main message? Step 4. If you want extra practice, use technique 5. Listen one more time at a faster speed, maybe 1.1x or 1.25x, to challenge your listening muscles. That's it. Just 10 minutes a day, but done consistently. This routine will transform your ability to understand fast English over the coming weeks and months. And here's the most important part. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress. Every day you practice these techniques, you're building stronger listening skills. Every time you stay calm instead of panicking, you're developing confidence. Every key word you catch is a victory. All right, my friends, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've covered 5 powerful techniques for understanding fast English without panic. Slowing down your brain, listening for rhythm, using prediction power, catching key words, and training with gradual speed increase. But remember, techniques are just tools. The real magic happens when you change your mindset about fast English. Stop seeing it as an impossible challenge and start seeing it as an exciting opportunity to grow your skills. Native speakers aren't trying to make things difficult for you when they speak quickly. They're just speaking naturally. And with these techniques and consistent practice, natural English speed will become natural for you too. I want you to try these techniques this week. Start with just one, maybe staying calm when you hear fast English, or focusing on keywords instead of trying to catch everything. Practice it until it feels comfortable, then add another technique. Remember, you don't have to understand everything to communicate successfully. You don't have to be perfect to be confident. You just have to keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in your ability to improve. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for working on your English and never giving up on your goals. This is English Flow. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself. Until next time, stay calm, stay confident, and remember, you've absolutely got this. Bye for now.